Hey there, welcome to the Beanium lab video. So in this video we're going to explore how those weird atomic masses are calculated. So what that number right there, the 12.011, is for carbon. That's the weighted average of all of the masses of the different isotopes of carbon that are out there. So remember that an isotope of an element is an atom of that element that has the same number of protons but differing numbers of neutrons in the nucleus. So for example, there is a flavor of carbon out there, an isotope of carbon out there that has 6 neutrons in the nucleus. There's another one out there that has 8 neutrons in the nucleus. And we would call the isotope that has 6 neutrons carbon 12, and we would call the one that has 8 neutrons carbon 14. We're going to do a little simulation lab to try and figure out how that number, 12.011, is calculated. So the element that we're going to use to simulate our weighted atomic average mass lab is going to be an element called Beanium. It is a fictitious element, and I went out into the environment and I collected a random sample of Beanium, and my sample of Beanium has 3 isotopes in it. Okay, so one isotope is this guy right here. We call that limanium because it's a lima bean. We have another isotope right here called kidnium because that's a kidney bean. And then we have a third isotope of Beanium right here called pintonium because that is a pinto bean. So the first thing that we're going to have to do is separate all of the different 3 isotopes into individual groups. Okay, so now the next thing that we need to do is weigh our samples of the different isotopes of Beanium, and we'll start with limanium. Throwing all of my lima beans on the scale, we have that mass right there in grams. Okay, next up is going to be kidnium. So throwing all of the kidnium onto the scale, and we have that mass right there in grams of the kidnium. Oh, wait a minute, hold on, nope, I lost one. It was sitting on the table. Okay, never mind, change that. We have that mass of kidnium in grams. And then finally, the pintonium. Let's get all of that on the scale. Make sure I don't lose any this time. There seems to be more pintonium than anything else. Okay, let's see, got them all? Oh, 2 more. Now I've got them all. All right, and the mass of all of that pintonium is that in grams. So that's the data that you need for the lab. Go ahead and use that then to make the calculations required of you. And we'll talk about it in class.